This is Her House, My Rules. I'm Shanta Angelina.
And this is my daughter.
You just told me not to introduce you, so I'm not introducing you. This is my child, Shania.
Why did you do everything wrong? Sort yourself out.
All right, anyway, you're going to introduce yourself?
Yeah. And I'm Shania. And I'm 15 years old. And yeah.
And no one cares. No joking. I'm joking. I love you, innit? All right, so I kind of wanted to have a platform where people could see the relationship between a mother and daughter. I mean, I know I'm not the only person in the world to have a child, especially not a teenage daughter. Don't start. However, I do think there's a lot of conversations that we have together that a lot of parents don't get to have with their children. So I wanted to kind of bring it to the forefront and have that conversation with you on air. How do you feel about that?
Great.
I can still punch you up.
I said great.
It's fine. Yeah, but I can sense the sarcasm in your voice. Anyway, all right, cool. So let's start with talking about the rules that I have at home. What rules do you think are in place at the house?
Are in place that I think are fair or?
No, just go with what rules are in place at the house and then we'll talk about is it fair afterwards.
I have to do the dishes every day. I have set chores. She made me a timetable because I kept forgetting, so extra. Yes. Yeah, I have to do chores every day. And if I don't do them, then she takes my phone at 7 o'clock. And then I sit downstairs and bug her. Yeah. I have to be home in the winter time it's earlier, so I'd say like 6:30, 7. And then obviously in the summer it's slightly later, but it's never over midnight or something. Yeah.
Midnight. It's never past 9 o'clock. Any more rules you can think of? So you got the washing up. You've got having to be home at a certain time.
I have to make sure the front room looks presentable because it's never really messy. So oh, she suddenly started saying I can't cook at a certain time. I didn't know the kitchen closed. Or my stomach closed.
The kitchen closes. The kitchen closes because when I'm sleeping, I don't want to be smelling smoke in the middle of the night.
It doesn't come up to your room.
It does come up to my room because I smell it. And then when the fire alarm goes off at the middle of the night, right, exactly. So no cooking after a certain time.
I think that's a bit of a silly rule, but you know.
Anyway, so what rules don't you agree with out of those ones that you've mentioned?
That one. About the kitchen. Because I think I should be able to please my belly when I want. And the washing up I don't mind doing the washing up. I actually find the washing up very therapeutic, actually. But I don't think I should have to do it every day. Like, there should just be some days where, like, it's like, she'll be like, oh, don't wash now. Like, I'll do the washing up today.
There are some days when I do the washing up. Thank you very much.
When's that? In next life? Or past life?
When I'm cooking, I tend to wash up as I go along.
She washes like a spoon and a fork.
No, I wash up the big things, so you don't have to wash up the big things. Anyway, okay, so that's one rule you're not quite getting with. What other rules do you not quite get with?
I don't not agree with anything else. Everything else is fine.
So the having to be in at a certain time, that doesn't bother you at all?
Sometimes it does, but I don't really complain. I don't like staying up that much.
No, you don't. You're a bit of a homebody. But what would you say was a suitable time to come home in the summer?
Summer? I don't know. I think it should vary. Like some days, like some days you'll be like, you want me to come home at this time, and then some days you want me to come home at that time. Like sometimes it changes. But like summer, it doesn't really get dark. And I think it depends who you're with. Like what friends your parents trust and well.
Yeah, we'll get to that part as well at some point.
I don't know. Maybe like 10:30 in the summer.
What time? You're not even old enough to buy deodorant yet.
Yes,
I am.
Until
10:30. No, you know, you have to be 16 over. Right, exactly.
That doesn't make any
You can't buy
sense.
deodorant and you can't buy Red Bull. So, what about in the winter? Do you understand why I changed the time to make it a few hours earlier?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because it gets dark.
Okay. And what could you face coming home in the dark? What could be an issue? Why do you think I do it?
I know why you do it, but I just don't know how to put it. I don't know.
Think about it. Why do I make you come home earlier so when it's lighter in the winter? Is it because it makes me feel better? Well, yeah,
Yeah.
part of that. Or is it for your own safety?
Both.
Okay, so the part where it's for your own safety, things what things do you think are lurking outside? Because I'd like to know how clued up you are on what actually goes on outside.
There's not even just like men, but like there's weird people around that go around taking kids, whatever they do with kids. It's a lot of weird people. So it's not the fact that I know it's not that you don't trust me, it's that you don't trust other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Do you feel like I mean, I feel like most of your friends kind of have to be home at a certain time as well. So it's not just you. But do you feel like any of them kind of push the boundaries to the point where they're out later than they should be? Or,
I think everyone's parents have different rules, so I can't really say they're pushing the boundaries because it's not really a place to say.
okay. Well, have you ever felt that you've needed to get away from a situation by being out later than you should? Because there was that one time that you ended up coming home 2 hours late. I can't remember what happened to you.
I wasn't even with friends, this was my cousins.
Yeah, that was the time, wasn't it? Was that the time that weird person was following you up the road?
No, no one's ever followed me.
Yeah, there was a time you called me. You called me on the phone one
No,
time.
I thought someone was following me. And then
and
they,
you got
they
really
crossed the
worried.
road.
Right.
That wasn't that day. And then when I came home late that day, I didn't call you for anything. I waited till I got home. I didn't want to speak to you till I got home because I was scared.
Really? So, okay. Scenario. So obviously, with what's happened recently as well, recent events with that little girl getting taken by the man. And that was in broad daylight. So you have to understand my concerns as to why I want you back early and why I don't like you out after a certain time. However, that was all big daytime morning activities. Like, I'm not going to ask you what you do in that situation because I don't think any of us would actually even know. And it's not even something you think about. However, do you feel like you'd be prepared in that situation? Like, do you know that those kind of things can happen, even with you just walking from home to school?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind how close you live to the school. You do know. So you do understand when I am so on your back about call me when you get there, message me and let me know what's going on. If you're not with certain friends that you're meant to be with, I need to know. Yeah. And do you also understand when I say to you about you going out with random people that I don't know and you have to give me a contact number? Do you understand why I do that as well? Why do I do that?
Because you don't really know if you trust them yet. Because you don't know all of my friends. So you just want to know that I'm okay.
Yeah, basically. I mean, like the time when you got on a train and your friends got on another train and then you split and then I couldn't get hold of you. Do you remember?
I mean, when I...
Yeah.
when I honestly accidentally got on the train.
Yeah. And you was by yourself. Like, do you know how much I was scared? And there's nothing I could do about it. And I was scared for you. Like, I'm a grown woman and I would still get scared in those situations. But this is why, the thing is, you're a good child. I can't even sit here and cuss you for being a bad child because you're not a bad child. I feel like you listen to what I say and you take it on board. However, you do have a bit of back chat sometimes when I tell you no about certain situations.
No wonder who I get that from.
That's not the point. It's do as I say, not as I do. But you understand. Is there anything else you don't agree with that I have to say?
I feel like sometimes you shout for no reason. I feel like you enjoy it for some reason. I don't know. Just sometimes just don't need to shout. Just talk.
So
Your shouting is your version of slapping me. I would rather get slapped.
but sometimes talking to you and trying to explain things to you is frustrating. And I feel like the only way to get it through to you sometimes is to shout it.
Make you laugh.
Yeah, I know. You laugh in my face half the time. Is that it? You don't disagree with anything else? Because I'm pretty sure we have daily disagreements. So I'm trying to understand what thought process you're going through right now. Because where are these disagreements? Like when you beg me to stay out longer.
We already discussed that though.
That's it. You don't have any more disagreements in life. No? What about me being on your social media?
I don't really feel like you check it unless you have to. Like, unless you have a reason. You don't just randomly do it because you know that I'm a good child, so you don't just snoop. Well, I don't think you do anyway.
Well, this is the thing. You say I know you're a good child. You know what? I think we all like to think that our kids are good kids, but we don't actually know.
No. You don't need to think because I am.
We don't actually know. The thing is, I am on your Instagram and I don't go through your Instagram. But if a message pops up on my phone, I might have a little look because it's there on my phone. However, I don't go through your messages often. I have done on occasion. I've taken your phone off you and gone through your phone. How does that make you feel when I go through your phone? Do you feel like I shouldn't go through your phone?
Not that you shouldn't, but I sometimes feel like if like I'm having conversations with my friends and my friend had a secret or something, and then you all of a sudden saw that secret, like I just don't feel like it's. Sometimes I don't feel like it's fair because I feel like I have my friends and that's mine and my friends. It's,
I get it to an extent. However, you're my child and there's certain things I need to check up on and make sure that you're okay. So regardless if you have a secret with your friend or not, like I get it, but I'm not going to bring your friend out. I'm not going to turn around to your friend and be like, oh, this is your secret, or go and tell whoever the secret's about. That's not going to happen. I'm your mum. So when I do go through your phone, it is purely for your safety. I mean, there's been times when I have gone through your phone and I've heard you swearing. Now, I have never heard you swear to my face. And I heard you over the phone. Do you know what?
how did you hear me over the phone? If
Not over the phone, over Snapchat. You was talking to a
voice
friend
note.
and it was a voice note and you swore. I think you might have even sworn about me. I think you said that I was annoying. I think that was the conversation that I listened to. But I couldn't and I wouldn't tell you off because I definitely probably said it about my mum. Sorry, mum. I definitely probably said it about my mum, but there was no recordings. We didn't have internet. She couldn't check up on me. She didn't know what I was doing. She had to trust that I was being honest with her. And most of the time I was. Most of the time. But yeah, like she couldn't check up on me. So when I heard you say that, I was just like, all right, cool. Cool. Say it to my face. Say it to my face and you might have to call social services. No, other than that, nah. But with social media, I do feel like you probably spend a bit too much time on there, which is why obviously you have the phone curfew as well. So you obviously understand the phone curfew. Do you think that's a bit too much as well?
I think it's fine for the weekdays. For like weekends, I should be left alone.
What, until whatever time ever?
Yes,
Why?
because I feel like that's my break. Like that's like the only time I get off of school. The only time I can like just do what I want. I can sleep. I can just do what I want. And when it comes to summer holidays, you usually just leave me alone. But like sometimes, like some weekends, I just feel like it's my time to be snap.
But I don't feel that it's appropriate, regardless of what time it is, for you to be on your phone until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Like I spoke to a nan the other day and she told me you must have just gone to bed about 2 hours ago. And this was like 10 o'clock in the morning. Like it's not okay. Who are you talking to at those times, at those hours?
I have friends.
That's nice.
We like to speak.
That's real nice.
All nighters are fun.
Oh, what?
All nighters. You know when you stay up all night, it's kind of in the
I
phrase.
see what you said. All right, chill out. Because I personally just still don't think that you need to be on the phone for that amount of time. I think it's too much.
Well,
I
respect your thought. Yes.
However, if I decide to start taking your phone for the weekend, then what are you going to say?
And I'll just bug you to get back.